Hi, my name is Maria, and I will be presenting a short demo for Matthias and I's bachelor project that we did together with Lunar around measuring productivity, developer productivity in Lunar's development environment. What we're seeing here is the documentation of our services Swagger spec. So here we are actually hitting the service that's running in Lunar's platform environment. The platform environment, as mentioned, should be considered production for the platform squads. As mentioned also in the report, the service cannot receive events from the release manager, so therefore the requirements in production, working in production, are the ones hooked up only to GitHub. And one of these is how long a pull request is open on squad level. So here we can see that it can respond with 4 types of different responses. It can respond 200, where the response will be array of numbers, the average day, hour, and minute for that particular squad. It can also return bad request, not found, or internal server error, which hopefully gives an error that's good enough for the client to actually react correctly and fix either the problem on their end or our end. If we look at the service which is running, this is a tool that's called Humio. All the logs are logged to Humio. So you can see it's quite a lot of activity. Pull request has been merged. And we're logging out the ID. This is mostly to give some insights for us during development, so we can better see how it acts in the platform environment. But as you can see, there's quite a lot of things happening. So if we try to call it, this is calling it with the squad that I'm on. But if we try to call with another squad, Orion, we can see that they actually take about half a day, about 7 to 8 hours to complete, to go from PR opened to PR merged. We can also see Odyssey, which is they're very fast at closing it usually. Aura has them beat. A squad called Rosetta is a bit slower, and so forth. This is, anyone can access this information because it's not really that confidential. But yeah, so here we can see the average time for different squads. Aura seems to be the quickest. If we look a little bit on how the services work, obviously you won't be able to run the service locally, sadly, but I can show you how it's run when you have access to Lunar's internal tooling. So if we actually start, we have a clean database, but as you can see, all our tables are here. I will try to talk about this open pull request, so there's a red thread throughout this short demo. This table, pull request events, are the events written to our event stream. Indexes keeps count of how many events the service has seen per event stream ID. And outbox, it's not really a concept that we have discussed as much because it's not really our implementation, but it's a tool which Apogee gives us, where if the service can't handle an event, it will put it in outbox and try to handle it another time. And we'll be looking at the data model PR open duration to see how long, to see the data model for this particular requirement. Yeah, so Yeah, you can see I've also tried to. Yeah, so in order to run this, you would have to ensure that we have the correct local environment file, which can be found in root right here. Yeah, which is good to go. So we're just gonna run it. Yeah, and finish pretty quickly. So when we look here, we can see that the that the test was run correctly. We tried to do the whole life cycle, including if it was closed at some point and reopened. So we can see that the same pull request was opened, closed, opened, and then merged. Here's the entire event, and here's the event number and the event stream ID and so forth. You can see that we have seen 4 events on this particular ID. And we can see that we have logged that at time the PR has been opened twice, which is the behavior Lunar wanted, because it shows that the developer has had context switches, and has either sat down and written a PR, closed it, and then had the time to rethink and then reopen, and then merge it later. Because we currently didn't have we couldn't control time inside of our test, it has obviously taken less than a minute for us to, it takes less than a minute to run it, so it takes less than a minute from open to closed and from open to merged. Yeah, that's the demo. Thanks for watching.